I was watching this video on Instagram the other day with this little girl. She's standing on the porch. Little boy comes up, proposes to her. They couldn't have been no more than like 6 or 7. And the little boy gets angry when the little girl says, "No, I don't want to." And he throws his little heart down and he runs off. And the one thing that really stood out in the video is the little girl was like, "Sorry, sorry." She apologized for her no. And this is the reason why, like, this whole Eve moment movement or ministry that I'm trying to like start is so important, where we are. And I understand she was a child, but just imagine, like, the fact that as a child, as a young girl, she felt like she had to apologize for saying no, right? And I don't know, it bothers me because I'm like, so many of us didn't have the right encounters or the right experiences where people were able to train us up, or, like, pour into us and say, it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. It's okay to own your no. It's okay to set boundaries. And this is no shade to people's parenting or anything like that, because parents can only do what they can do. But it's like there's a real problem when women feel like we have to apologize for saying no. We're called mean, or we're called the B word, or we feel like our standards are too high just because we simply said no. And I'm just like, it bothers me because I'm like, the thing is, there have been times in my life where I've had sex and didn't want to, because I felt like, well, Trisha, you should have never started. You shouldn't, you don't want him to call you a tease. So it's like, I give in, you know? Even though, like, I'm saying no, they feel like, oh, it's giggly Trisha. She don't mean it. I know how she is. And they proceed. You know what I'm saying? That's a real problem. That's a real problem. And it's like, I'm not going to say I hate myself for that, but I hate that I allowed those times, like, the men that I felt loved me and cared for me, and I allowed them not to accept my no. And not just with sex, but just like in general. Like, I always felt like I had to be the nice giggly Patricia, where I didn't where I wasn't allowed to stand up for myself. Where if I stood up for myself, they're gonna call me a B, or they're not gonna like me. That whole, oh, I need them to validate me. I need them to like me. So let me make sure I am giving in to whatever it is he wants. And I don't just mean relationships, but this morning, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about I can only talk about my experiences. I can only minister from my experiences. And in my experience, that little girl in that video is me all the way up until when I finally started to be like, something is wrong with this picture here. I am not loving myself in the way that God is calling me to love myself. I'm allowed to say no. I'm allowed to be proud of my no. You know what I'm saying? Like, when a man will tell you you're being mean because you saying no, that's a problem. Like, I mean, that's his problem, but it's an even greater problem when we accept it and say, oh, am I being mean? No, I'm not. I'm not being mean. And I'm not going to do the sorry, not sorry, because I'm not sorry for my no. It just, that, oh my goodness, it just really gets under my skin. And the timing of that video, me seeing that, I'm just like, there is ministry out there to be done for us women who have been in those places where we are still trying to get to our Eve moment, get back to our Eve moment where it's just us and God, where we're completely naked with him. As I said in my other video, well, we are completely naked with him, And see, that's a whole nother video. Sometimes we get naked with the wrong people. And I don't just mean intimate wise, like sex. I don't mean sex per se. I'm talking about like we unclothe and we take layers off and we get spiritually intimate with the wrong people. And that's what leaves us so like messed up sometimes. But yeah, get back to your Eve moment. Men, if you know, watched this far into the video, get back to your Adam moment where it's just you and God. Not saying isolate yourself from other people, but that firm foundation is supposed to be between you and God, where you are spiritually in your Garden of Eden. It's just you and God. And then the message for today, let your no mean no. Be proud of your no. Stand firm in your no. And then for those who are into the journaling prompts, a journal prompt for today can be write down all of the times that you did not stick to your no. What was the negative effect of you not sticking to your no? What things slipped through that shouldn't have slipped through because you didn't hold firm to your no? And then on the flip side of that, if you want to journal even further, write down what it looks like for you to hold firm to your no. We got to set them boundaries and stick to them. Don't feel bad and don't apologize for your no.
No. Hey, you're me. I don't want to.